G'day YouTube. Today's video is a bit about how lazy gardening can pay off. I tend to let weeds grow. Let them go. Unless they're a problem, of course. But I'll at least give them a chance to prove themselves. And if they turn out to be a species that I believe to be desirable for the garden, edible, or beneficial to the bees, I'll let it go. Just below me here is a good example of that. It's a Jap pumpkin, and most of the pumpkins that pop up in our yard and around our garden are Jap pumpkins because that's my favourite pumpkin. So as a consequence, the offcuts go into the compost bin, the seeds sprout, and yeah, usually more often than not I'll get a Jap pumpkin growing in my yard. And this one's a good example. If you look at this tendril here, you can see just how the Jap pumpkin grows. Here we can see a new female flower developing with a little pumpkin at the base. If we travel back along the length, the last one is a little bit more advanced, and back further here you can see, hopefully you can see that, you can see actual roots spreading out, trying to find nutrients to enable the plant to put more energy into growing these pumpkins. Part of the process of a pumpkin developing is the flowers need to be fertilised. And once again, as you can see up here, we've got no shortage of little fertilisers that fly around our garden and pollinate everything. So fruit set is really good in our garden. Another interesting fact about the Jap pumpkin is the name. It's actually an acronym for just another pumpkin. Yeah, I might be thinking the same as you at the moment. I think they could have done a little bit better with the naming of that pumpkin. Since it's such a good pumpkin, it's an all-rounder. It's a good roaster, and it's great in a pumpkin soup. So I think we should come up with a better name, don't you? I've got it. I've come up with an alternative name for this delicious pumpkin. And the benefit of my idea is we don't even have to change any of the signage. From now on, let this delicious pumpkin be known as just awesome pumpkin. Anyway, stick around at the end of this video. I'm going to include a bit of footage of one of my bees collecting pollen from one of the flowers on this pumpkin vine. Just showing you just how efficient they are at collecting and spreading pollen. See ya. It's slow-mo. All jokes aside, as you can see, this bee, having recently visited the flower, has coated all the hairs on its thorax in a fine pollen. And what it's doing while it's hovering here is combing those hairs and combing out the pollen and transferring that pollen back to its little pollen baskets on its rear legs to take back to the hive. See ya.